You can't talk to people, not because you're an introvert, but simply because you have social anxiety. You can't talk to people, that's it. You are afraid to do so. Because let's be honest, just because you are an introvert doesn't immediately mean from birth you were pre-coded to not talk to any human being. That is a fucking ridiculous belief. The entire idea of introvert and extrovert has been misconstrued. People believe that because they are introverts, they can't talk to people. It's just unfair. And extroverts can. But I'll make this clear to you. Introverts and extroverts, the entire idea behind them isn't that one is social, one is not. That literally has no correlation to it. The entire idea is if you are an introvert, whilst you talk to more and more people, you'll start to feel drained slowly. Like, imagine this is an energy bar. It'll slowly go down. As an extrovert, when you talk to people, your energy bar will go up. Makes sense. However, this has nothing to do with your ability to talk to people. If you think that, you are a fucking retard. I'll ask you this. Why do you think solitary confinement is a punishment? Do you think the police officer says, no, are you an extrovert or introvert? If you're an introvert, I can't just send you to solitary confinement. That would be like heaven for you. So what are you, bro? Extrovert. Okay, yeah, go to the white room. You think that's what happens? You think they just ask, okay, you are an extrovert, you can go to solitary confinement, you're an introvert, I'll send you to a prison room with all of these other prisoners to talk to. You think the police officer is like that? Of course, it doesn't work like that, bro. No matter what type you are, you just get sent there. It doesn't matter, because they understand that humans are literally hardwired to communicate with each other. That is it. As a human, you should be talking to new people every day. Introvert or extrovert, it doesn't matter. Feel energized, feel de-energized, it doesn't matter. Your life will improve if you have very close friends you can talk to. If you talk to new human beings every day, your life will improve. You are literally hardwired to do so. Imagine going to a new environment and you literally have no idea where you are. Like, of course you knew, like, you actually walked the direction on Google Maps, but you've never been here before. It's a completely new space and you don't know any of the people here and you don't know where to go or what to do. To a certain degree, don't you think you're going to feel stressed out? Do you think you would feel as stressed if all of the people there you talk to and you kind of vibe check them and they aren't that bad people and they were all smiling at you and saying, hey, how's it going? You need help on going where you need help on where you're going. Oh, sir, come here, bro. You think that would make you feel less stressed? Of course. Whether or not you're an introvert or extrovert, a situation like that with everyone knowing you and smiling at you and being really nice and respectful, that would obviously help you better. Because we still have these tribal brains. And when you're placed in a situation where no one is smiling at you, no one is talking to you, there are all of these humans who you don't know, you haven't registered. Your brain is automatically on fight or flight mode. You don't know who these people are, you're stressed. Are you in like an enemy tribe? Do you need to like get out of here? What's going on? It's the same thing now. If you talk to people in your environment, your nervous system will calm down in real time. I'll tell you a story. In the past, I remember before I started learning to socialize. No, that's a lie. This story was actually when I was just starting. I was having all of these small talk with strangers. Like, as I was going somewhere, I'd just say hello to people on the street to try and upgrade my social skills. At the gym, I'd have small talk with all of the people there. I'd fist bump them, sure. But it felt so empty. I felt so drained after doing that. And I asked myself, why? Why do I feel drained after doing that? When I have a conversation with my friends, I don't feel drained afterwards. Right? I can literally talk to my friends for hours on end and I don't feel drained at all. So why is it that now that I'm talking to all of these new people, I just feel tired and lethargic? I figured it out. The reason you feel tired after all of this small talk is simply because introverts get fueled not by small talk with people. And they don't lose energy just because they talk to people. That's not the case either. They specifically lose like social energy, like the energy bar going down. They specifically lose it, or gain it, I guess, when they have deep conversations with people that they like. That's when they gain this energy. Do you understand what this means? Because I'm guessing, even if you are an introvert, you can talk to your friends on hours on end. And most of the population kind of leans towards introvert, kind of has some extrovert qualities. You can still talk to your friends on hours. The reason why you can't talk to people is simply because you are making excuses. That's it. Because if you could talk to people, if you could have like 5 deep friends now who would like have very deep and wholesome conversations with you and you'd all laugh about and it would be fun and hilarious, you'd take that offer every single day of the fucking week. Every single day. So obviously you do want to, and obviously you understand that if you had these friends, you would just upgrade your social life immediately. And everything would be, you wouldn't be like, man, I wish I didn't have any friends. Life is so unfair. Why does God give me friends? I don't want any friends. I'm an introvert, but I want to be alone and never talk to any human being and be put in solitary confinement. It's unfair. Are you a fucking idiot? Let's be honest here. You know you want friends. You aren't going to be like, wow, I wish I didn't have friends. You aren't going to regret it. So why don't you try and learn to try and talk to people like I did? The only reason you can't talk to people in the first place is simply because you were programmed from birth to not do it. You were literally forced against your will to go through this education system that's constantly telling you every single day, shut up, don't talk, shut up, you can't speak in class, listen to the teacher, if you're getting bullied, just allow them to bully you. We're constantly looking at these media, these movies, literally saying, or they at least ingrain these beliefs that if you do nothing, then eventually everything will turn out well. Spider-Man, some nerd, literally nothing special about him, no redeeming qualities besides being a nerd and being a fucking loser. Then out of nowhere, he gets bit by a spider. His opportunity has arrived. Now he has superpowers. That's not how real life works. You need to act on things. If you want a beautiful woman in your life, you need to talk to many beautiful women. How many have you talked to? 0? Well, that's probably why. If you want friends in your life, you need to talk to people who could potentially become friends. How many have you talked to? 0? Most men have. Of course you don't have friends. Or at least friends that you really like, because a lot of people have friends from school with the same programming who haven't broken out of it. We have these friends who literally are programmed to not talk to people, who are programmed to basically kind of be enemies against you. They in a weird way, they kind of don't act like friends. They kind of put you down, or you just don't have the same beliefs. That you kind of seem disconnected, or you only see them in school or work. Those aren't really friends if you think about it. You, as I'm assuming you're a young man, you've been programmed from society, from the government, from literally everything. Why don't you learn to socialize? This is like more than just you learning to socialize. This is like a battle against all of the systems incorporated to try and turn you into some like level 0 social NPC. It's a battle and we need to win. That's why I want you to learn how to socialize. Stop making these excuses about introvert and extrovert that you see everyone online making, so you think it's valid. So you stop allowing these corporations to basically just fuck you over, ruin your social life, ruin everything, and just make it so you're some lonely... like I saw a percentage, I think it was around... probably now, in worldwide, and it's not a worldwide percentage, but just with how I saw that percentage based in America, and how many people actually put in their votes for studies, and then if we extrapolate this across the world, probably over 50% of men literally don't have any close friends, or any friends at all. How crazy is that? No friends, no one you can trust, no close connections, no one. You can't live like that. At all. Ever. You need social skills. It's the only way you're going to make friends. Ever. Do you understand? You've been programmed from the beginning. Initially, your path was to just be this loser who works in some corporate job with no friends, who always fantasizes about that one girl who you've never talked to, and you just expect everything to work out someday. You need to do something. You need to act. You need to fight. We need to fight. So learn to socialize. Every single video in this channel is attributed to that. Socializing, learning how to talk to people. Extremely important. I figured out that if you want to have deep conversations with people, I categorize the levels of social skills into levels, because I think that allows it to be so much easier to just understand and gauge where you are in life in this specific skill. And it makes it more motivating, because right now I assume you're level 0. But then you can build up, you can get to level 1, and that just gives you so much dopamine. Because I have this thing, top link in the description, called the social protocol. It's like this community of people who are just like you. And you can literally go in the community and flex that you finally got to level 1 and you've like made progress. Rather than just saying, I've become a little bit more social, but, you know, it's not as good as I want it to be. Now you have, like, specific, like, checkpoints to get to. It's so much more motivating. It's like a video game. It's addicting. You get to level 1. Wait, now I want to get to level 2. I wonder what's at the end. Is the grass greener? Let's see. You get to level 2. You realize, wait a second. The grass is way greener. You get to level 3, you've basically reached the tier, the pinnacle of socializing. Everyone in the community is like adoring you. They kind of jealous. They want to get to your level. And you're giving them all this advice. This probably won't work in real life, just because if you were to tell somebody, hey, I've gotten to level 2 of socializing, they'll look at you like you're some weirdo. They don't know how these levels even work. That's why if you're going to get on this path, I really recommend you check out the community. You'll also learn exactly the fast pathed way on learning how to socialize. You'll be on the fast lane. When you get to level 1, this is kind of where you have all of these small talk with people. It's just draining as an introvert. What we want to do is get to level 2. Where you'll have deep conversations with people, where you can make friends, build brotherhood, find connection, genuine friends who you can trust, who are like you. And that requires following your social compass. Your social compass is basically the things you are pulled to and repulsed by in certain social contexts. So let's say you're in a conversation with somebody, you just walked up to them, you started a conversation, and you realize very quickly, wow, I don't like this person at all. We have no chemistry. This guy is talking about like drugs, and I don't want to take drugs. I think they are repulsive. A lot of people will be in this conversation and they'll just suck it up and basically act like some clown entertaining them, which is just stupid because you aren't a clown. When you follow your social compass, you'll be able to do exactly what you want. You'll be able to realize, wait a second, I don't like what this guy is talking about. I'm not interested in this. And you'll either swap the conversation entirely to something you like. You'll be like, yeah, you're drugged, whatever. By the way, bro, I went to the gym and had a hard workout yesterday. Have you ever been to the gym before? I think we should go together. This is like a straight out just invite. That's how you make friends. You invite them to activities that you're doing. You don't just talk to them in your environment and then hope that everything will... You need to invite people. I used to have friends in school, and we never hung out outside of school. They weren't really friends, because friends you hang out with outside of school, of course. We just talked to each other in school. That was basically the extent of our relationship. In groups like this, you need to learn to be the group leader where you initiate the events. You invite people to things. You need to be the one to step up and just go out of your way to invite people to activities. You can't be the guy who's just hoping that the group leader invites you to something. It doesn't work like that. Again, stop waiting for some miracle opportunity. Move life yourself. So you need to invite the people you talk to out. That's the only option. Following your social compass is like that. Or you may just simply say, you know what, I don't feel chemistry in this conversation, I'm gonna go. You can do that. There's nothing stopping you. Really, there's nothing stopping you. It may seem a little weird, but do you care about the opinion of someone who you don't even like? Do you care about it that much? Somebody who you don't even respect? Is it that important to you? If it is, then sure, maybe you don't want to do that. But I'd actually argue when you do that, it actually shows a level of discipline and that you're strong-minded and you don't just like bend to other people. I think after doing that, in a weird way, that person would actually respect you more and he'd think, wow, this guy doesn't just entertain. He's actually willing to just stand up for himself. Interesting. I respect that. So just consider that. Following your social compass never turns out bad, because what happens when you follow it is you talk about the things that you enjoy. So every conversation you have, it's about topics that you actually like, not about like just random topics that you don't care about. And then because you're talking about things you like and are really fervent about, when you talk, like even if it's a deep topic and it's kind of weird to talk about it to somebody who you've just met, but you still can. And when you have these deep conversations about things that you already like, you have endless things to say. When you talk about something you don't really know anything about and you don't really care about, you're kind of in your head thinking, okay, what do I say? I don't know what to say. I know nothing about this topic. Okay, what did he say? How can I like bounce back from what he said? And you're just in your head and you're nervous and you're stressed out. When you follow your social compass, everything becomes so much more vibrant. People will start to see that you're congruent in what you say and what you believe in and what you want to do. It's extremely valuable to follow your social compass, because these conversations where you're actually not in your head, you're just like in this flow state and you're having tons of fun, people will enjoy your company more. They will. Because you're funner to be around, of course. That's just how it works. So follow your social compass. It's so innately valuable. I hope this video helped you. Check out the top link in the description, the social protocol. It's a community, as we just talked about, with people exactly like you. Rather than just making friends who are, they aren't bad people. You kind of like them. And of course, when you get to level 2, when you use this tactic of following your social compass, you'll start to make friends. However, they won't really all share the same values as you. I'm assuming you kind of share my values. And because you do, and just the way I talk, the way I'm a little bit more brass, I'm assuming you kind of feel that you're more connected to me. And all of the people in the community are probably closer to you than the random people you'll find out and about. Like, even the people in the gym, they're kind of degenerates in a way. They go to the gym, which is nice, but they are just one-dimensional people. They don't have anything else besides the gym. They still play video games and indulge in the bad habits and don't want to improve. They don't care about things like masculinity and purpose or goals and mission, and they don't have any, like, personality or substance to them. They don't have any aspirations or goals. It's cool that they go to the gym, fine, but they don't have anything else to them. I think when you find that you'll join this community and you'll actually really enjoy the people in here. So check that out. There's also the courses in there that you get with the program that will teach you exactly how to become social, with everything laid out in a very neat and structured format. Remember, consistency is over a lifetime. Bye-bye.